Mansell. KZN Guinness Trial listed, sponsored by Mala for 3-year-olds, and away they go from the 1600-meter marker. Dreaming Combat's there, Sensei in the green silks. Delaware Base trying to overcome that draw. Dreaming Combat's a little bit strong in the early stages. Tarish is well placed at the rail. Emperor Niakos on the outside. Then comes Colour of Courage, who's caught wide out and fights with the rider, giving him a difficult time. Then Nigel Mansell, Henry of York's in the red silks, about 7 lengths off the leader. Now followed by Eddie Sweat. Then comes Diamond King. At the back is Golden Eye, about 10 lengths off the leader. It's Sensei past the 1,000-meter marker. Delaware Bay in the red sleeves and cap. Colour of Courage, yellow sleeves on the outside. Dreaming Combat is near the rail. Then Emperor Niakos in the yellow silks is Tarish, about 4 lengths off the leader. Then Nigel Mansell, followed by Henry of York, who's got about 8 lengths to track down, followed by Eddie Sweat. Then Diamond King and Golden Eyes about 8 or 9 lengths off the lead. About is spinning to the stretch in the KZN Guinness Trial, sponsored by Mala. Sensei the leader. Dreaming Combat slipping through down the inside. Delaware Bay. Colour of Courage on the outside. Then Emperor Niakos. Tarish is going to go through down the inside. Then Eddie Sweat, Nigel Mansell. 300 metres to go. Tarish comes into the lead, but is running around on the outside, running on Delaware Bay, and down the inside Henry of York comes home well. Tarish the leader. Emperor Niakos. Diamond King's running on. Henry of York on the inside. It's Tarish though, Diamond King, Henry of York, but down the inside, Diamond King and Tarish. Diamond King won it, Tarish second, Henry of York, and then Emperor Niakos and Golden Eye. Victory for Diamond King, who came from the tail end of the field. The blinkers removed. The colt by More Than Ready for Mary Liley, Tony Riverland, Brandon Lorena. Widest straw of All to Overcome wins 3 parts of a length. Second, number 3, Tarish. Third placing, Henry of York, number 7. Then Emperor Niakos. Behind that, Golden High, Delaware Bay, Nigel Mansell. Then a good couple of lengths back to Eddie Sweat and Colour of Courage. So as we look at the head-on, and you'll find that the winner comes exploding through with a good-looking run, Diamond King, from the back of the field in the middle of your picture, the light green cap, and takes off powerfully. Tarish, still very green, hangs towards the right-hand side of your screen, but Diamond King is victorious. His second win from 5 outings. That's the winner of the KZN Guinness Trial, sponsored by Mala. Until the 8th and last, back to the studio.
We've just seen the running of race number 7, the KZN Guineas Trial, a listed race, and some cracking 3-year-olds went to post here, and one done to everybody concerned with number 5, Diamond King, is a New Zealand import. Well done to Mrs. Mary Liley, who's unfortunately not on track this evening, but we say well done to you, ma'am. I'm sure you're watching. Of course, trainer Tony Riverland and jockey Brandon Lorena. An outstanding performance here by this horse, and we'll get to know a bit more about his future prospects from Brandon and of course Tony. Joining us in the number 1 box to help us with the winning presentation, Mr. Graham Hawkins, Marketing and Racing Director of Gold Circle. We thank Graham for coming down and assisting us with the winning presentation. First up, let's have the winning jock, Brandon Lorena. Brandon, come through. I must compliment you on this ride. You know, you gave this horse every chance from the back of the field. It was yourself and Samanga at the back, and I thought you guys got many lengths to make up, but this horse looks special.
Yeah, yes, Diesel. So that, you know, the track's running very fair. They went to true gallop there, which, you know, made them come back to us a little bit in the straight, and he was still on the bridle halfway going through the straight, and, you know, all he needed was a little bit of class to kick through. He has a lot of class about him, and he's a full package. Let's just hope he goes all the way to the top for Mrs. Liley.
Just having a look at the manner in which you got the job done, there was a wall of horses behind you. You had to do a bit of a dodge and car maneuvering to get him through the gaps, and he done it so effortlessly at the death.
Yeah, DJ, you know, I put him into a gap that was closing, And he made me look good after that, because that gap closed before we could go through it, and he made it running down the inside of the horses that I was taking the gap of. It just shows you that. I heard Kevin Shea earlier in the jockey room saying that good horses, they make up for the mistakes you make.
Now, the positives, there are going to be lots of them to be taking out of this run, and you're obviously going to watch the replay. And when you watch this horse quick and the way he made the field look, it looks like he's going all the way to the top.
He does these, and I got to compliment Mr. Rivland and Terry and his whole team. They brought this horse to the course in Found Fettle. We had a gallop here 2 weeks ago, so he was well prepared for this race, and very big well done to them and Mrs. Lally.
Yeah, I just want to touch on that next. These colours are famous with South African racing for many a year, and really nice to see Mrs. Lally have a good horse on her hands.
Yes, Dees, I'm very fortunate to have her. She's always supported me, as well as Brian Bernard. Between the two of them, I've got a lot of pictures on my wall with their colours, and it helps in the long run. I really appreciate the support.
And to your fans on the left here, Brandon, well done.
Yeah, thanks to them, Dees. They didn't want to know anything else. They said he's going to be in the no-one box, so well done to them.
Well done. That's your winning memento from Graham Hawkins. Well done to jockey Brandon Larina. Next up, let's have the trainer, Tony Rivelin. The numbers in the frame for the KZN Guineas trial, but I just want to take your mind back to the last race over 1,200 meters. I talked this horse up like I couldn't talk any other horse up after his run behind Doug Campbell's horse. And were there any excuses, Tony?
No, not really, Dees. It puzzled us, the run, I must be honest. He has got little niggles, though. He suffers from a bit of back problems, and we did find that after the race he wasn't eating well for a week, and that was a little bit of a concern for us. So, he may not have been at his best as it turned out. Also, we decided to place him that day. I don't think he's that type of horse. He's a horse you want to leave him alone. He's got an unbelievable turn of foot, and I think he can come from anywhere. So he's one of those horses you best left alone in the race.
Talking about an unbelievable turn of foot, he showed it this evening against a quality field, coming from off the pace, from the back of the field, short running. He's done it in fantastic style, and I'm sure yourself and Mrs. Liley have exciting plans for him.
Yes, we do, Dees. We'll take it one step at a time. First of all, I've got to thank Mary. She's really my best horse in the whole stable. I've got a few good mates who support me, and she's been an unbelievable supporter. She deserves this win more than anyone I know. She's had great horses in her life, and let's hope that this horse can repeat some of the performances of the great horses she's had, and she's had some really great and top horses in her time. So well done to her. Well done to Terry, my assistant. I put them under a lot of pressure with this horse. He's a difficult horse. He bites a lot. So he's PT from morning until night, and also to his groom Tutu. He does an amazing job with this horse, and these are the unsung heroes of the game, often these good grooms behind the scenes. So I'm really pleased, and well done to him.
We'd really like to see him in the Cape Guineas now.
Yeah, Dees, the trip to Cape Town, there's risk involved with travel. If a horse doesn't take the travel well, gets travel sickness, you've done his career. So I may look for the feature races in Gauteng. I think those long turfentine straights will be his long suit. Consider at the back and the way he quickens, I think it'll be right up his alley. I won't discount the Guineas. I'll obviously think about it and plot it with Mary, but one step at a time.
We've paid compliments to the jock on a great ride. We paid compliments to Mary for supporting you. To the trainer, well done here, Tony. You got this horse in fantastic condition this evening, and if this is what we've seen, we've got much more to look forward to. Well played, well done with your training feet.
Thank you, Dees. I've had a few good ones in my time. I haven't forgotten how to train them.
Tony, that's the winning memento for the winning trainer, Tony Rivelin. And while you're there, Tony, if you can please accept on the behalf of the winning owner, Mrs. Mary Liley. Well done to the entire team here. And then the winning groom, his name is Mtutu Waliwe. Mtutu Waliwe, well done to you, sir, on keeping this horse in fantastic style and bringing him to the races in great condition. Well done to Mtutu Walelwe. And I think it's quite appropriate that we have the last word from Graham Hawkins here. Graham, firstly, on the quality of the field, it's really nice to see this time of the year to get this type of horse racing in our province.
Yeah, well, it's always nice to watch the progress of the young three-year-olds. They're early in the three-year-old career. We've got all the classics in front of us. They're all starting to stake their claims. This horse is bred by Sir Patrick Hogan, one of the world's great breeders. He's by the same sire as Gimme the Green Light. He stepped up a little in distance tonight, and I think he showed his worth. It's obviously early to judge him against the best of the other three-year-olds we've seen step out. So I'm sure Tony's got a plan for him. I heard him say that he'll take him to Gauteng. Probably the Dingons then would be on the short list of races for him to go for. And I would think that the Long Turvening Straight would be in his favour as well. Although with a solid pace, we've seen horses here at Greyville tonight coming from well back. And the pace has been good. The track is running really well. We've been blessed with great weather. It's been a great night's racing.
Before you leave us, Graham, just give us a quick update on the progress. We can see the construction with the new track on the inside. The progress thus far, you happy where you stand at this time of the year?
Yeah, well, we're on schedule. Obviously, at this time of the year, you always lose days due to the weather because it is our rainy season after all, although it's been better than the last 4 years. We're on track, but it's very much work in progress. As you can see, Greyville on the inside certainly still very much a construction site, but the guys are doing a great job. We're very much encouraged by what we've seen done at Fairview with the poly track there. We're putting in exactly the same track. Martin Collins Enterprises putting in the same track here. We've liked what we've seen down at Fairview, the comments from the riders, the way the track is raced, the fact that they were thrown in the deep end and had to switch the Algoa Cup meeting to the poly track, and it stood up really well. The form stood up really well. We're looking forward to a whole brand new exciting future here at Greyville, racing every Friday night into the future. And yeah, it's all looking good.
Thanks for that feedback, Graham.
Thanks, Dees.
Lovely. Graham Hawkins with those words, and of course helping us with the presentation. The 2013 KZN Guineas Trial, a listed race, belongs to number 5, Diamond King. What an awesome performance.